Well, hello there, and happy Sunday. Today's such a good day. I love Sundays, and I think that being that it's Sunday, it's actually a really good day to have this conversation, because there's some things that I'd like to that are going on that I'd really like to address, and hopefully bring some ease and some comfort to hopefully the world, at least to the people that watch this video, right? So let's just get started. There's a lot going on in the world. Let me try to bring this a little bit closer so that, yeah, that's good. There's a lot going on in the world, and for many, it's causing a lot of unease or dis-ease inside of ourselves. It's causing anxiety. It's worry. We're not really sure what's going on, and honestly, sometimes we're not even sure how to deal with it because it's a lot, right? There's quite a bit happening, and we want to. I'm trying to get this into a better position. There. Sometimes we really want to understand, what's going on in our environments and how, so that we know how best to navigate through them, right? And that's what I want to talk about in this little video, in this live event, because there is a lot going on, and there's a lot to talk about. But there's also a lot to be celebrated that's happening. And for anybody that's really gone through anything, really challenging or struggling in their life, you realize when things get really tense, the greatest things come out of it in the end, right? Some of the hardest things that we go through, in the end, were the best things that we could have ever gone through, because we grew. It helped us, in many ways, understand a lot of things. Most of all, and most importantly, it helped us understand ourselves if we processed it correctly. On another side, if we didn't process it, if we processed it incorrectly, then those times would leave us feeling stuck. They will leave us guarded. They will leave us building walls, not boundaries, but actual walls against that in any of that aspect in our life again, so that we don't get hurt again. And we think that that's our healing, and it's really not. That's us avoiding that healing process. And one of the best ways I can explain that is when relationships fail. Say your spouse had an affair, or you lost them tragically. For some reason, your relationship ended, right? And it wasn't, and it was a really big challenge. Sometimes, sometimes it's a really big challenge and a big struggle. Nonetheless, it ended, and it can leave really. It can leave really big wounds inside of us, really big wounds, and we need to be able to process that. And one of the ways, this is the process of healing, and it doesn't matter if it happened years ago, if you're going through it now, wherever it is happening in your life, you don't have to go backwards. Rather, it's whatever the situation is. I just use relationships as an example, right? But it can be anything. A job, it can be your finances, it can be, you move the environment. It just doesn't really matter. What the whole point is we can have these upheavals in our lives that really change the whole dynamic of our living, of our life situation, of who we are. And we often wonder why. I call this, like hitting the reset button. Sometimes like God just hitting that reset button on our life, right? To give us an opportunity to start over again. And it's really important to realize that right now, with everything, all the chaos, and all the changes, let's not call it chaos, let's call it, with all these shifts and changes that are going on in the world. And our safety comes from predicting, right? Assuming or planning, and this is what's going to happen, because that's where we find our safety. And it's really, really tough to turn that over to situations that are unpredictable, right? To things that we can't guess, that we can't control. And it's meant to be that way. Right now it's meant to be that way because it's a bigger reset button that's being pushed than our own personal reset button. This is a reset button for kind of for the world, right? And we felt it in the past, since the past 4 or 5 years, really, since COVID. You know, things haven't been the same since we've experienced 2020. 2020 is supposed to be like you have great vision, right? Crystal clear vision. I think it metaphorically, I think that's truly what is taking place. But we don't, depending on where we are, where we're sitting with it, we need to really try to look for the benefits of what's happening, so that that fear and that anxiety dissipates, right? And before we really, go any further, I'd like you to just sit for a minute, just inside, ask yourself, talk to your holy divine, talk to just inside, and just ask, if what Leslie says in this video is true, show me, and ask to be shown something. Ask to be shown something. If Leslie really has this knowledge, if Leslie really is genuine about what she's doing, what she's saying, if I can trust her, just ask yourself that. But really, put it into kind of a prayer for your creator, your Christian, God, whatever it is. God has many names, same person, same entity. Just depends on what you, as an individual, how you see it. You came here from somewhere, you're going back to the same place. And if you're an atheist and you don't believe in God, this is not a video for you. You should just keep going, because, well, actually, you should probably stay. But if it's just, this is a very eye-opening moment. One of the things I think is really important that we understand that's going on, it's not religious, it's not spiritual, it's not woo-woo, evil, whatever. It's everything. It's everything. It's religion. It's religious. It's spiritual. It's godly. It's a purification of the earth that we live on, of the world that we live in, is what's happening now. It's a purification. It's God bringing his people back to what's true and what's right. And I can't say it any more blunt than that. And there's some healing. There's a lot of healing that needs to happen, right? Because if we go through this process with God, Let's walk through it with the Holy Divine. It's the only way we're going to get through it correctly. And I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I know we all can do it. Not everybody will. But instead of the 15% that they're saying it won't make it, let's make it 1. Let's make it 0.1. Let's make that percentage as small as we can make it. Because every soul is worth it. Every soul is worth it. And so, so that's the first thing. Please ask to be shown something significant, a blue butterfly, a button, whatever it is, you know, whatever it is, that's up to you. But when you see it, you will come back to this video and you will know. And I would like to recommend that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because this is where a lot of things will be coming out. And sign up for my newsletter too. I'm not very good about writing them currently, but I'm going to be getting better. I need to get better, and I want to. So those are the 2 places. So let's just clarify. Ask if what I'm saying is true. If it rings true to you and you choose, subscribe to my YouTube channel and sign up for my newsletter on my website. It's just LesliePezak.com. And the second thing, I would like to say is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to be holding webinars to explain a lot of this stuff in deeper detail. It'll be on Tuesday mornings at 11, and it's going to be Thursdays. I haven't really set the time yet. I'm going to try to play with that. Probably Thursdays around 4 or 5. I'd like to make it so that it can be as internationally friendly as possible. I might have to move the morning one up closer to, say, 8 or 9, probably 9. You know, I think I'll do that right now while I'm making this video. So the Tuesdays, it'll be about 9. And on Thursdays, let's say 3 to 4. I'll figure that out. I'll look into it. I'll look into that. And I want also, that's going to help people understand, you know, from a divine perspective, why these things are happening and what we can do about them, because it's important that we know. It's important, right? And what's really most important is you. Yes, you. You are what's most important. Because you need to understand what's going on outside of you from a place of inside of you, so that you can navigate through the chaos. Because the outer chaos in our lives should never dictate the inner being of us, our inner self. And unless we make some shifts, we're going to let so in other words, we need to make these shifts so that we navigate through it from within ourselves on a soulful level, not from an exterior chaotic, because remember, there's 6 generations here. There's more people on the planet than ever before, with 6 generations, and each person has individual needs because they're all uniquely made, right? Yeah. So don't look outside of you for any of your answers. Look inside of you from what your outer perspective is showing you, right? But if you look inside of you, depending on where you are emotionally and mentally, is where you're going to draw your answers and your conclusion, and that is what's going to guide you in which direction to go. Now, we're all familiar that if we're not feeling very good, we're not going to have very good feelings, right? We're not going to go in the proper direction. So what we need to do, what needs to happen is you need to find that place of peace and balance within yourself so that you can navigate through this, so that you can hear what's going on and which way to go. And my friends, this is the only way that, it's the only way we're going to get, the only way to get through it. The only way that humanity is going to, each individual is going to get through this is from within themselves. If the outside dictates, it's going to be more difficult. Not to say that you won't get through it. I don't know. But I can guarantee you this, that if you navigate the outside world from this moment forward, from within you, from that place of peace and balance, right? When you hit that place of peace and balance, it's your peace and harmony, you're going to have balance. But if you got to navigate through it, you're going to have to navigate through it from that place of balance. And the only way you're going to find that balance is within yourself by finding peace and harmony. And there's a lot of healing forward. This isn't looking back, no, because you're going to heal forward. And it's going to be the most beautiful thing you have ever experienced. Trust me. But I need you to trust me. And this is why I said, please ask if what Leslie's saying is true. Show me this. Show me whatever. And when you see it, you'll know. And if you don't see it, then then this isn't for you. This isn't where you need to be. You need to find something to navigate you through these major transitions that are going to, they've already begun, but starting here really soon. They're going to get more intense. But that's okay. That's okay. We don't have to worry about what's going to happen next month. What we need to worry about is right now, right? Let's just worry about how we can best handle it right now. So if you would like to sign up, I'm going to just stop here and gather my senses a little bit. But if you'd like to sign up for those webinars, you can go ahead and do so on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And remember, they're Tuesday in the morning around 9 o'clock. And then they're going to be Thursday at 4. Thursday at 4. 3. Maybe it's 3 to 4. We'll find out. And that's really going to be a time that's really essential. And trust me, I mean, I'll explain what I've learned. Oh, this ought to be a good thing that I share. The reason I'm not an expert. My experience comes from personal knowledge. My experience, my knowledge that I share comes from my own personal experiences. And sometimes we're called to share those experiences to help others and to fulfill a passion or a purpose in our lives. And this is why, and this is what I'm doing is sharing this with others. So I hope that, that explains a little bit of it. I don't have, my knowledge isn't from studying books and doing everything else. What I share with people is truly things I've experienced, the things that I've learned, and how the Holy Divine guides me through my life. And this is why I say that in order to get through this next section, this stuff that's occurring and that's going to continue to occur, is that we have to navigate it from within ourselves, from a place of peace and harmony within, so that our life has balance, right? Balance, so that we can then hear our guidance navigate us through all the chaos and confusion, so we can hone in on what's important for us as an individual, not anybody else. You're not here to live anybody else's lives, wait for anybody, nothing. If you have your path and you're supposed to be on your path, and you're waiting and trying to bring somebody along with you, there's going to be a lot of karma. It's going to be hard on you. They'll come. They'll do what they need to do. But most importantly, you need to worry about what's good for you. And that's in here. You're going to find that guidance within yourself. And it's a beautiful journey. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's I think that I would be honest to say that it's more frightening to think that you would have to walk it alone, right? Walk through what's taking place in the world alone, or you can choose to walk through it being led by your divine guidance. So that's a perfect way to look at it. We can choose to be led, which is, part of our birthright. The reason that we have this ability to have divine guiding us is because it was a gift from the Holy Creator for us to be guided through our lives. And that is what I'm going to teach you on how to hear that guidance, how to tap into it, and also how to heal those limiting beliefs that are blocking that connection. So I think that I've said enough here for a little while. I hope I've made some sense with you. And really, if you're interested, please click the link, register for the master classes. They're on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And let's all do this together, because that's what it's all about. We're here to do this together. That's why we're not here individually. It's humanity, right? It's going to take all of us to work together to figure this out. I look forward to seeing you there. Take care.